Hey guys, and welcome back to the Doctor Who action figure review. Today I'm concluding my reviews of the Doctor Dalek 2-packs with this, which is the 8th Doctor and Dalek Interrogator Prime from In the Garden of Death. So I'm just going to move the figures off to one side, and as ever we'll take a look at the packaging. Same basic format as the other two that I've looked at. So you've got the lovely image of the Doctor there, the Doctor Who logo, limited edition, 8th Doctor and Dalek Interrogator Prime action figure set. Story, The Time War. That's quite an umbrella title. It's more specific on the side. Got lovely artwork from the Starship of Theseus, I think. And on the back you've got the cover of In the Garden of Death. So it is a pretty umbrella title to just call it from the Time War. Here we have a bio for In the Garden of Death, and I think that's more just the Time War in general. On the side you've got the new images of the new versions of the figures. Not much on the top and not much on the bottom. So that's the box, lovely as ever. And first of all, I think we'll take a look at the Doctor. Now, if you have the previous one, you know what you're getting. This is pretty much the exact same figure, but it's still a brilliant figure. So take a look at the head. It's got such a great likeness of Paul McGann. It is brilliant. Love that head sculpt. The leather jacket looks brilliant as well, with the nice gold buttons and the white t-shirt. To be honest, you wouldn't know that it reused a 9th Doctor body unless you really paid attention to it. That's how well it works. Apologies if you can hear my dog downstairs. The jeans look terrific, and the brown boots do the job nicely. So in terms of differences, what is actually different with this figure? Well, there's only one difference as far as I can see, and that is the colour of the leather jacket. You can't really see it on camera, which is a real shame. In person it is quite noticeable. Oh no, you can sort of see it. But the new one actually, to me, has a much more leather-like appearance, like it is a dark blue leather, as opposed to this one. I still love the original. It's a great figure, but I think I do prefer this one, actually. It's a bit darker, seems a bit more realistic. As well, maybe the buttons are slightly darker as well, so that they stand out a bit more. I'm not sure, but that's the only difference that I can tell. And to be honest, that's probably the only difference it would need. I mean, this is a great figure, so why change it? Looking at articulation, we've got rotation at the head, rotation at the shoulder, swivel at the bicep, the elbow can move up and down. There's no articulation at the wrist, at least if there is, mine's incredibly stiff. There is a swivel at the waist, but it's very tight. There's a hinge at the hip and a hinge at the knee. Quite basic articulation, but then you have to realise that this 9th Doctor body is nearly 15 years old. So give him some credit where it's due. So that's the Doctor. Great figure. And now we'll take a look at the Dalek. And this is brilliant. I'm really happy with the Dalek figure, actually. When it was announced and the pictures came out, the blue looked horrible. I have to be honest, I wasn't keen on it. Having it in person, it's a lovely shade of blue. It's really nice. Coupled with it doesn't show up very well, but there is a weathering to the blue and a weathering to the silver. That really does make it look more realistic, and it's just got a dirty wash. As well, the silver isn't quite silver. It's almost the same as the pewter silver that was on the Dalek Scientist. But it just looks brilliant. I'm really happy with this, actually. If we bring in the previous one, you will immediately see the differences. That shade of blue is incredibly different. But to be honest, I like both equally. And you can see the silver being different as well. This is just a basic silver. This is much more of a sort of tinted silver. But they both look terrific, and I'm going to be displaying both of them. Look great. Other than the colour of the blue being different. There's no change to the mould whatsoever or anything else. And why would there be? You know, this is a great mould, as I've said in my previous reviews. So why bother changing it? It's got all the necessary details. You know, brilliant detail on the dome, the slats, the rings, the hemispheres and the fender. It looks brilliant. I must sound like a stuck record with this now. And looking at articulation, we've got a swivel at the head. The eye stalk goes up and down. There is ball joint at the plunger and ball joint at the wrist. And it's on 3 wheels. Mine are very stiff because I've only just had them out of the box since yesterday and I haven't had time to fiddle around with them. So that's why the joints are a bit stiff. But I really do like this Dalek version a lot more than I thought I would. So that's great. Just looking back to the Doctor for a second, if I've got the right one. Yes, I have. I've got them next to each other on my review station, so they look so similar. And I just wanted to point out a quick customization to make this more accurate. Now, I did this on my Instagram account and a few people have gone, "Ooh, how did you do that? Or where did you get these bits from?" It's very simple. All I did is to give him his sonic screwdrivers, I took a 11th Doctor Sonic and painted it gold with sort of a green for the emitter. I know it's wooden in the audio dramas, but this is honestly the closest that you could get. So I just think it looks good to complete the appearance of the Doctor. And one of the more iconic parts of this Doctor's costume is his satchel bag, which I wish I had one of the CDs to hand so I could show you visual evidence of it, because obviously it's an audio, you don't actually know if it's there. But what I did for mine is I have done this. A lot of people tend to use the primeval Connor Temple figure because he came with the satchel. And that's great, that works really well, but I've always found them to be very difficult to find on eBay. Probably because so many people are buying them for 8th Doctor Dark Eyes customs. So I bought a Marvel Legends Claire Temple from Luke Cage, quite cheap off eBay, and it came with the satchel. It's black, so I painted it beige, and I think it works pretty well. So that's just a little modification if you wanted to make yours entirely audio / screen accurate, because Paul McGann did wear this to a convention in New Zealand, I think. But yeah, so there we have it, guys. I'm just gonna reset everything minus the customs. So there we have it, guys. There is my final review of the new Big Finish Dr. Dalek 2-packs from B&M. I really like this figure set. I think the Doctor is a neat variant, if slightly unnecessary, but I'm glad we've got it all the same. The Dalek is a lovely variant. I'm really happy that we've got it, and they look great on the shelf. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time for a look at the 3rd Doctor and TARDIS from the Monster of Peladon.